Hey, what's up, y'all? So I was just thinking about Trump's speech to Congress, to America, to the whole world, really, um, but to America. And I was thinking not so much about how it was a very inspirational and unifying speech, which it was. I mean, the whole premise from the beginning, you know, America's 250th birthday coming up, short of the next decade. It harkens back to that era of like going to the moon and, looking forward to space when people thought like cars would be flying by now and all that good jazz. But, it has that kind of vibe to it. It's like, how can we look forward to the future and this great nation of achievements and prosperity for all of us, right? It had that good vibe about it, and it'll probably go down in history as one of the best presidential speeches. Maybe not right now because of all the haters, but in the future when people look back at speeches, and it'll be one of like the great ones of all time. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Democrats. The Democrats, the other party of the American people. Because I noticed while watching the speech that a lot of what Trump was saying was about bringing jobs back to the country, bringing wealth back to the country, bringing safety back to the country, bringing many opportunities for better education to be offered to all Americans, all the children of America, whether you're well to do, middle class, or poor, in an inner city, the forgotten ones. The whole idea of what Trump was talking about was the uplifting of America. And for whatever reason, Nancy Pelosi and a lot of these Democrats, they weren't cheering. They weren't clapping when Trump talked about bringing good, high-paying jobs or opening up the doors of opportunity for education for inner city children. Why weren't these Democrats cheering? This is America. They're American politicians. Whether we're liberal, conservative, left, right, whatever, all our differences aside, we're still Americans, right? Isn't that the idea? America, red, white, and blue? So, why weren't American elected politicians elected by American citizens to go to the very American government and do the best that they could for the American people? Why weren't they cheering, standing and clapping and all that good jazz when Trump was talking about returning good, high-paying jobs to unemployed American citizens or underemployed American citizens, or bringing safety back to the streets of America? Chicago, anyone? Why weren't the Democrats cheering for this? I mean, put aside your differences for Trump. Hate him all you want for whatever reason, maybe because of words that he said, not actions that he did, like some people, but words that he said. You might not like the guy, but he is your president. As much as you resist, left, and I know you want to resist, he is your president. And these people here are the people that you elected to office to fix this country, America, not the world. We're not the world. Like Trump said, he wasn't elected to be president of the world. I know that other guy, what was his name? Obama? He wanted to be president of the world, maybe king of the world. He acted like he was. He talked to the world over the people of America like he was king of the world. But like Trump said, he was elected president of the United States of America, not the whole world. And he wants to be president for America, for Americans. Left, right, black, white, gay, straight, male, female, chop your wee-wee off, put a wig on and call yourself a girl, whatever you are, Trump wants to be your president. And he wants to bring back good jobs for you. But them, the Democrats, they didn't cheer. Why? Why, I ask? If they're not cheering for Americans, who are they cheering for? Why do the Democrats, why does the left seem more concerned with the welfare of illegal immigrants, refugees, people that want to come here? But they overlook all the people that are already here. There are plenty of poor people, plenty of people who need help, who need school, who need food, who need clothes, who need shelter, already here in the United States of America. Why don't the Democrats care about them? Why don't the left care about them? Why? Tell me. Tell me in the comments below later. So I don't get it. And it's just like we had the Navy SEAL guy who died in Yemen, Ryan. And Trump brought his widow and he gave this, like, not a eulogy, but a great tribute of this guy who died. He died in service to this country, to his country that he wanted to protect, for you, for the little weak pussy hat wearing people that want free education. And just a side note, why do you deserve free education? These guys, they deserve free education because they're sacrificing something. Remember this guy, JFK? I don't even have to say what he said, right? But I digress. So, Trump brings the widow of this Navy SEAL who died in action. And he gave this, great remembrance of him, which got a 2-minute or so standing ovation. That's a long time to stand and clap. But I guess not everybody stood and clapped. Huh? Keith Ellison, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who got fired from the DNC for cheating, I believe. Why weren't they clapping for this dead Navy SEAL and his wife, his widow, standing there in the crowd? I don't get that. Who do they care about if not our troops, our American troops? Who are they rooting for? I do think Keith Ellison might be a Muslim. Does that have anything to do with it? I don't know. I'm not going to go there. Another point, Trump had some parents of victims of criminal, illegal aliens. Like this Jamal guy, who his son was killed by an illegal who was caught and released, sent over the border, and came back and killed an American. And this time, lo and behold, it's a black guy, a black kid who was killed. Now, usually in the liberal spectrum, black people rate pretty high. At least when it comes to voting, they do. But for some reason, this black kid, maybe because, Trump is showcasing him. His father became good friends with Donald Trump ever since they got to know one another. Maybe that's why the left don't seem to care. Again, they care more about the illegal, who was a criminal, who was deported and came back, catch and release. That's what they want to do in sanctuary cities throughout this country, catch and release. He wasn't the only victim of an illegal murder, an illegal immigrant murdering an American citizen. There were a few more there that night. They didn't get the same respect either. I don't get it. Who are these Democrats working for? Weren't they elected by American citizens to work for American citizens, to make America a better country for American citizens? These globalists, and there are globalists on the right too. I think these two are lovebirds, and they definitely have a problem with Donald Trump. They're not trying to help his agenda either. I don't even think they voted for him in the general election. They probably voted for that other crook on the left, who I won't even mention in this video, but we all know who she is. But getting back to where I was going, who do these Democrats work for? Who do they have as their top priorities? Why does it seem like it's illegal immigrants and refugees as opposed to American citizens? Homeless, jobless, poor American citizens. Even if you're gainfully employed, happy, and not poor, and you're an American citizen, they should want to take care of you before they want to take care of people from elsewhere. Right? I mean, you pay their salary essentially when you pay your taxes. If it weren't for you paying their salaries or those who voted for them, they wouldn't have a job. And we all know that they haven't worked in the private field for a very long time because they're career politicians. That's why they're so against Donald Trump, because he's shaking up the system. He wants to put in, term limits, and he don't want you to become a lobbyist after you get out of government, so you can't make millions of dollars off the backs of the American workers while you pretend to want to do things for them. I'm looking at you now, Republicans. You've been fighting Obamacare. We're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. You've been saying that for 7 years since Obamacare came out. Now you actually have a president who is willing to do the job, and you don't have a plan to repeal and replace Obamacare? I don't get it. Although, for the good hope of things, there is Rand Paul who has a plan, so hopefully that'll get some traction. Apparently I hear he's talking to Donald Trump, and maybe they're in cahoots to get something happening. I hope so, because the other Republicans who have been so against Obamacare, at least when they have to tell their constituents that they voted against it, because they didn't really think they would ever come up and face having to repeal and replace Obamacare. But now they do, because Donald Trump wants to make America great again, and he wants to get rid of Obamacare. So let's get this thing going, people. Let's go, Congress. Get to work. So that after Obamacare, you can finally lower our damn taxes. Because, you know what? I'm tired of paying taxes that don't even go to people or infrastructure in my country. It goes to infrastructure in foreign lands. It goes to immigrants who came here illegally, or refugees who could be taken in by other Middle Eastern countries who have lots of money, and they're already there. And since they don't really particularly care for American culture anyway, and don't want to assimilate to our ways, maybe they should just stay in their part of the world. That way, culture shock for them and for us, just like in Europe, won't be something that needs to happen. Because culture shock is real. Look at Europe, Sweden, Germany, everywhere else, Paris, the UK, wherever they've taken in mass migrants. Look at what happens there. Look at what happens. And Trump saying it the other day wasn't the first time that it was said. And he was right, even though everybody denied it. Sweden, he had a premonition, obviously, about the next day's riots. But this has been going on for a while. Sweden is now the rape capital of Europe. Not because the Swedes are raping each other. Sure, I'm sure one or two of them are, but it's mostly the migrants, the refugees, who are not like small children and old women. They're young men my age, younger than me, who are military fighting age. Why aren't they in their country battling ISIS? Why are they in Sweden taking welfare and raping blonde girls? Why are they coming here to take our money? We have our own problems. But again, I digress. I really wanted to talk about why Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats don't cheer for Americans when Donald Trump says he wants to bring jobs back to America for unemployed and underemployed Americans. When he wants to fix the healthcare system for Americans and secure our border and bring back safety for Americans in the inner cities where the gangs and the drugs and everything is so crazy that so many people are dying. So many people are dying for no reason. And Trump wants to stop that. But the Democrats weren't clapping. They were sitting on their hands, sitting there with sourpuss looks on their face because they're so mad that Donald Trump is president, that they beat their all, the anointed one. The anointed one. I won't even say her name. I won't say her name. Wake up, left. Wake up, liberals. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, they're not helping you. They're not helping you at all. Your Democratic politicians, they're not helping you either. Wake up, Democrats. Wake up, rhino Republicans who don't want to help Trump. Your time is coming too. The people are not going to keep electing you, hopefully, Lindsey Graham, John McCain, Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, although I can't speak for Democrats because obviously their minds are like twisted and scrambled and all kinds of broken. Anyway, these people piss me. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this for now. But if you agree, if you have anything to add, comments, if you disagree, whatever, tell me down below in the comment box. And if you like this video, if it fired you up, pissed you off, if you agree, disagree, whatever, but you still like the video, go ahead and like it down below. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. That's it. I'm out of here.